And
that's not-
oh shit,
Not in the
and we're live, sort of, in a weird way. God, was not ready after all. There we go. We're good. Welcome back, Icewindale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Last session, guys went all the way to the Dark Duchess, a derelict ship stuck in the sea of moving ice. When you arrived, you found that strange troll banging on a door. They were hunting kobolds by the looks, distant cousins of Snorp. And they told you best not to look anywhere near that treasure, because that belongs to Avaturus, the ancient white worm.
Not anymore.
But not anymore. The treasure was too great a temptation, and the party got to axe picking and got themselves through 4 layers of the frozen treasure. Amongst it, magical weapons and armaments, and even the wand of Orcus itself. Now, as you retreated, the tremors through the iceberg shook, and you were confronted with the White Reaper, a gigantic crab lobster-like monster. And in a daring Hail Mary, Tracker threw a vial of carrion crawler mucus down its throat. And it rolled a nat 1. Still can't get over it. Paralyzing the giant monstrosity, and you guys were able to hack it down to size. Unfortunately, as you were harvesting the body, you heard the clunk clunk as the giant dragon landed back on the ship and was clearly aware that its treasure had been stolen. It didn't take long for it to hone in on your location, but he set off distractions, and Tracker lured it away into the water where an underwater chase took place. You managed to evade it as it was running out of breath, and afterwards leave a false track to send it off in a different direction. And by the time it did get back, it couldn't find anyone within the fog cloud. And you guys were already safely on the back of Angerduke, sailing away. You've taken a long rest, and I think you're on the way to Revel's End now, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Whatever they say.
Okay, perfect. Then,
If
with
I
trophies in
cast,
tow?
so if I cast a fog cloud in Angerduke's bubble, will it just remain there for the entire journey?
I
Why
think
would you do
you probably... You want to hotbox
Yeah.
the whale.
Making it a sauna.
This isn't the feel-good kind of flog, it's the suffocate and all die kind of flog.
Apologies.
No, well, you can try that, but I think for the most part, the fog will probably just dissipate after a few after like an hour. But anyway, the Revel's End. You return back to the frozen prison north of Icewindale. You disembark from who asks you if would you like me to stay here? Are you staying on land?
I'm sure we'll be fine from here.
All right. Well, in that case, then they say their farewells. If you ever need me again, you can return to the bell.
Oh,
You're the best whale, Anchor Duke.
Ah, thank you.
do you know
Farewell
any
for
other
now.
whales? Do you know any other whales?
I might.
Only the
I
one.
don't know.
Okay.
All right. Let's see then. Should be over here. Disembark.
Hey,
And you wish
this
to
is where
speak
that
to...
night guy came from.
Yes, it
The one
was.
that disappeared.
think he returned back. If you're talking about Sir Kane, I think he
I'm
went
talking
off
about Sir
to.
Lloyd.
Certainly.
Oh, right.
Or maybe he should.
Okay. So you ascend the massive lift that scales all the way up the side of Revel's End. And after a minute or so, you arrive at the top and are greeted by several guards of the Lord's Alliance. And they say, You're, not merchants, adventurers, I take it?
Actually,
Yeah, we've been here before.
No, you
The
haven't.
warden mentioned us.
Right. Yes. Of course.
Oh, wait.
You're
no.
the,
Oh, Stef hasn't. Everyone else has been here.
I wasn't here before.
right, you go by the name of...
We're just
Fortune's
travelers.
We haven't really.
I heard two things at once there, but sure. Let's see you inside.
We're the Dragon Slayers.
Come. The dragon's fools. Got it. Come right in.
We've killed 2 dragons, just not the right one.
Well. the
Wait,
full
only
money
2?
for it.
Yeah, we got 2. Charlene and the young dragon,
Inside here?
right?
It should have been 4. Yeah.
4? When else
Yeah,
did we
and-
kill dragons?
Well, you stopped me.
There was only
They
really
would have
one
been
guy
dead.
we killed. No, 2.
Your
Wait,
giant wolves
there's
will need to be
one that
stabled.
You, Steph?
As per usual.
What?
I'm confused to what other dragons there were.
There were
we
2
supposed to go in
white dragon wormlings
Nah.
in the Underdark.
Didn't
When
they
we fell
help
down the
us?
hole.
Yep.
Yeah, that was after I almost killed them.
Help is.
If you are
Crazy.
looking for Warden Marthanis, we can fetch her for you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, do that.
All right. Yeah, shortly after they sure, you know, they'll meet you in the side chamber over here. Let's go over here.
So I was at the right place. Uh-huh. My intuition never fails me.
Ah, it's you guys. Welcome back. Wait. Don't tell me you actually did it.
Did what exactly?
About that. We
Last
killed 2
time,
dragons. Just we haven't killed the white one yet because it's crazy.
What did you kill then? I wasn't aware there were other dragons in
But there was one made
Icewindale.
out of that magic black stuff that makes people crazy.
Shardlin, right. That
Yes.
terror we heard about, news did reach us. Those poor
Yeah,
Den
we killed
Towners.
it. We shot Tracker in the sky like a powerful super cannonball kitty. Not kitty. I'm sorry.
Impressive. I guess you guys are stronger than what we initially thought. I'm impressed.
Or
We
ships
couldn't
have
take the white
trouble.
dragon because we got attacked by this crab thing, and we used up all our magic and stuff. We have to fight the white dragon later. We didn't run away, definitely not.
And now you return with, I see, some sort of giant shell pincer thing. Who's I'm
Yes.
assuming you're carrying like the chunks of crab.
What was that called again? The
White
something?
Reaper.
White Reaper.
The
White
thing
Reaper?
that's
Killed the White Reaper.
Yes.
How?
Well,
That thing's built like a tank.
destroy the
Well-
shell and you get to the squishy parts.
Yeah, Tracker broke the shell. I cooked it. The Roland's dog ate its insides, and Steph hit it with like this thunder thing. Actually, we did a few thunder things. It just kind of
Lightning.
cracked and cracked and cracked till it died.
Well, in that case, why are we in the meeting room? We should be in the kitchens celebrating.
Yes.
They'll lead you to somewhere more comfortable, where you guys can get yourself drunk if you wish. She said,
I'm in.
calls for celebration.
You did
they
good?
take you to the. What's it called? Brain not working. What's this place called? The infirmary. What's it
Barracks?
called?
Dining room.
Meat hall,
Cafeteria.
pub.
Cafeteria.
hall.
We'll call it that. Mess hall.
Mess hall,
That's
that's a
fine.
good word.
I know
Yeah.
those guys are supposed to hold lanterns and spears, but this zoomed out, it looks like they're all eating a kebab box.
Yes, they are. We've got sushi too. All right. Well, in that case, yeah, she gets you guys a free ale or whatever it is you wish. If you want wine, they can get you wine. If you want some of the strong stuff, they're happy to fetch that for you too.
Ooh, what wine is there? If there's any wine I've never tried, I'll taste it and then drink all of it. Drink as much as they let me.
Well, we import many different brews. Got this Thunder Brew from the dwarves. There's fine wines from
I'm
the
in.
elves.
Thunderbrew. you won me over.
All
I'll
right.
take it. Not
Yeah, she
difficult,
gets
man.
you this incredibly strong spiced ale that really hits the spot after a long travel.
Nice.
And very quickly, the warden's alternate personality starts to come out. And she says, "Go on then, tell me the story. How did you slay the White Reaper?" I mean, the claw of this thing, this is massive alone.
Well, we Tracker over there just kind of poisoned it and couldn't move, and then it died. Honestly, it was fairly uneventful.
Well, we were there because we were stealing from the dragon, and it popped out of the ice and attacked us. And I was in its claw, and then like Steph got me away.
I wouldn't really call it stealing inside of a prison full of police officers. It was more like a reallocation of funds.
You know, the dragons
Faith,
steal it, and then we steal it. Stealing from stealing. Sorry, Faith.
That's all right. Faith simply says, "They're underselling it. They were true heroes, and it was an ingenious use of the carrying crawler mucus that we've been carrying for ages. But it was a lot easier though. That's for sure."
Well, the lobster was
Yeah, we don't-
hungry. I gave it food, and then it just stiffened and died.
We don't have any more of that poison, do we?
Snorp.
Lorp has a tentacle that still paralyzes. Yes.
Okay, that's it. We
I
could
thought
take
we-
it. It would just take
It had
longer.
2 charges.
It has 1 charge left.
Snorp also has carrying crawl mucus.
Does he?
Yep.
He does.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we could take in a horn then. If there, I don't think there isn't a horn.
I also need to remember that. he
Hopefully
has
not.
one-
Hopefully, that's the last of the scourges on the open sea. With that thing dead, we might. Sorry, that's her talking. She suddenly goes, and then if that thing's dead, then they can get back to sailing their ships. I
Sounds like
haven't heard
we
the
did
end
you
of
a
it
big
from
favour.
Marthanis. Oh, very much so. Cheers. And she raises the glass again. Marthanis isn't going to know what hit her. And she takes a massive swig of the Thunder Brew. Well, after a good hefty meal and a drink to swig it down, Marthanis starts to kind of take over a little bit and says, my head, I also assumed you want to at some point try and talk to the prisoner again?
Do we? I look up the others like I realise I don't know why we're here.
Well, you didn't come all this way to gloat, surely.
Hey guys, why are we
Yeah.
here? One of you knows, right?
There was the thing with the prisoner.
Yeah.
You had a deal that would allow us to get the information from the prisoner or something.
We had a deal to... Okay, out of character, because mine doesn't know that. The deal was that we kill the dragon and then we are allowed to take the prisoner outside.
Right. So, is anyone going to try and convince her that since you killed the White Reaper?
So what does the killing the White Reaper buy us then in terms
But
of
wait.
our friend?
Stef
Is he our
was
friend?
dead, right?
He a baddie?
Oh, you need to interrogate a guy that doesn't want to talk. I might just have the thing for that.
Hmm? What?
Oh, nothing. Secrets of the monastery. Magic.
What?
Well,
Yeah, do we get to take our friend out because we did a big helpful or
No,
Yes,
no,
something out of it, Ickley?
yes, please. And we don't come to this for our own selfish gain. You understand? We took out that White Reaper because we knew it had to be done. And, well, to be perfectly honest, we couldn't have stopped Tracker if we tried. But that's beside the point. We're doing these things for the good of the Dale. We've shed countless flagons of blood across these lands, tried to do everything we can to help everybody in it, and all we're asking is that we speak to this prisoner so that we may continue to do the same thing over and over again. Rest, bleed, eat, rest, bleed, eat. Bloody hell, it's getting rather tiring, I have to say. We just need a little bit of information that will help us on our way.
well,
Roll a persuasion check. Yeah. There you go. Leave it up to the honorable knight to see you through. She says, right, yeah, I see. Yes, I believe you've certainly proven yourself useful to the rest of our kind. At first I didn't know why or what your intentions were with the prisoner, but it's clear to me now that you mean to help as many people as you can. I can arrange you to see the prisoner, but there are still some concerns that he might try to escape. He's a
Wait,
powerful wizard, and
we
I
just had
know
to tell you we
taking
were
him out
helping
of the
people this whole
anti-magic.
time?
No, telling is one thing, but oftentimes I judge people via their actions.
so
Not to mention, we are dealing with a wizard who can easily escape our prison should he just take him out of the anti-magic field. He could simply teleport away for all I know. I couldn't take that risk before, but You seem capable enough. You want to ask a question, Steph?
Well, we don't exactly need to take him outside.
Okay, what do you have in mind?
Well, I have a trick up my sleeve. So I have the helmet, right? That's
Mhm.
an illy fit. They use psychic powers, not magic powers, right?
Psionics, yeah.
That would work in an anti-magic cell, would it not?
To some degree. So
Yeah. We can go to that room where
there
there
are
is an anti-magic field anyway. We're able to go to that room
I mean
before.
any yeah, I mean there's plenty of places you could do it. That
Yep.
said, the psionics still have their fair share of magic about them.
Okay.
So where is your brain slug? Is it a feature? Inventory? Yeah,
Inventory.
it's an
So
inventory.
my
Okay.
helm of telepathy.
So you see where it says cast the detect thoughts spell or casts the suggestion spell? Those are magical effects and they wouldn't work in an anti-magic field because they are spells. Yes, sir?
If the prisoner is a wizard, doesn't he have a book with all the mumbo jumbo he has? If Steph
Indeed.
looks
We
over
confiscated
it,
that.
we can determine what escape he has and make measures.
Oh, that is true.
Oh.
Very brilliant idea, Tracker. Might I have a look at his spellbook?
Hmm. I'll have to get one of the guards to fetch it for me. She writes out a written note for one of the guards and they head off to go fetch it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the room with the gazer in it, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no, spectator. Anyway. They return with the spellbook.
Yeah. And
Okay, so this guy was an abjuration wizard, we know that much. Looks to be quite a number of protective spells and wards.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got mage armor, shield, sleep. He's got arcane lock, detect thoughts, suggestion, misty step. He's also got counter spell, lightning bolt, dimension door.
Ah,
Find familiar is another one I forgot to mention. Find familiar is on here. Yeah.
Which ones of
So
these
as you
use no components?
yeah.
misty step.
Mrs.
How do you
Step's
stop someone misty stepping?
Misty Step and Shields are
It's just verbal.
componentless. Yeah.
Somatic counter spell as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that'd be it.
Yeah.
So
But
he
not
misty step and then we counter spell and then he counter spell and then we lose.
Yeah.
How do you
I
stop
mean,
him misty stepping?
um,
Blindfold?
I do have. Can you misty step into an anti-magic zone?
No.
So, one, is it possible that you set us up in a room that is surrounded by anti-magic zones?
Oh, that's far too complicated for us.
Okay.
The anti-magic rooms were set up when this prison was built and enchanted by the mages.
Mm-hmm.
They're not around anymore, but
Steph,
it would take too long.
weren't you always complaining about that you couldn't go to some place that you haven't seen?
Oh yeah. He needs to see the place from its. Oh, well, just a
If
dark
you
room.
blindfold him or interrogate him in a dark room, he can't escape.
I mean, he also just can't escape outside of the room if he doesn't see outside of the room, right?
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Oh, Cloud.
So basically, what I'm getting is we're overcomplicating this. Let's just drag him to a room and interrogate him.
Yes, well, we can't think of any possible way that a high-level wizard could escape from such a place. So, what are we waiting for?
Well, but let's make a plan. Here's what we're gonna do. Roland or Tractor, whoever seems more convincing. You interrogate him. I'll just stand in the corner. Unassuming.
Excellent. We'll get to the bottom of why he unleashed the Shardalin dragon on the lands, and then we'll ask him what he knows about the dead wizard on the back of a flying ancient dragon, and last of all, we'll find out what he's done with my horse.
Wrong guy, Roland. I think we just need to find a door with this one.
Then we behead him.
I'm
You'll
sure
be
that's
doing
against
no
the
such thing.
Geneva Convention or something.
Oh, sorry, I felt inspired.
All right, follow me. We'll get this done. The prisoner is then moved from their cell to the same meeting room that you first met
Wait.
Warden Marthanis.
Oh, what was in there?
And
That was fun.
I was an assassin.
I will.
Several guards accompany.
I will just be here in the corner, very unassuming.
Okay.
And
Let's
I'll
get
do
this
this
prison music.
I'll do this purely in preparation.
There are several veterans as well. Warden Marthanis is
direct
here too.
interrogation.
The prisoner is sat down in the chair. And the rest of you can position yourselves wherever you like. Alright, Snob's like, I'll be bad cop. You be good cop. He's saying this to Chibbles. Alright. Do we do this the hard way or the monkey way?
So Roland turns round to this big burly guy with the blue thing round his top of his head and say, "So, enjoying your extended stay in this prison, are you? Ready to talk yet, are you? What have you done with my horse?"
The prisoner's over there. He points.
That's just what a prisoner would say.
Marthanis like pinching the bridge of her nose.
Roland.
Prisoner
that guy's-
237. Identify yourself. There. Yes. Valish Gant. A pleasure to see you all once again. Hoping that this is good news that you're here to bail me out. Right?
I don't think we are, actually. Sorry, old boy. That's absolutely the last thing that's ever going to happen to you. You're likely to die here, and it's not going to be very pleasant from this day forward. Just try to be honest with me.
A life sentence?
Well,
That's
it
inhumane.
could be. At the moment, you're withholding very important information to us, bringing the protection to these towns and villages and all the other places that we visited. And, well, if you don't spill the beans right now, I think we could have you on obstruction of a knight in his duty. Yeah, yes. Carries a hefty sentence. Perhaps even servitude to a paladin or beheading, as the hippie said.
I don't think you can get much worse than this. I mean, I'm already in the highest security prison that the Sword Coast has to offer.
Well, what I need you to do at the moment is think very, very carefully. We need to know the entrance to you know where. Yes, you know where
Right,
you
the
know where
glacier.
it is. Yes, you know where it is, and no matter how much you want to tell us, you can't. Even when you picture it in your mind, you just refuse to tell us, even if we cast magic spells to cause you pain and punishment, because you see this
It's
as your
been,
way out.
Do I?
I know it's
pick up
been
everything?
many, many years. You pick up anything on Detect Thoughts as he's thinking about it? Yeah, he actually is thinking what he's saying right now, which is, it's been many, many years since I've been to the glacier. I've been cooped up in here, rotting away in my cell. But I can certainly lead you to it.
Is he lying to us?
Well, you'd need a zone of truth for that, but you can roll an insight check.
No, I mean, like, I'm reading his thoughts. Like, surely if he's trying to mislead us, he would be thinking of something else, right?
No, I said he's thinking what he's saying right now. So, but you can roll an insight check anyway.
Sure. I guess I'm the one to do that. I mean, I guess the others heard him as well. That will not be enough.
He's certainly thinking like this could be a ticket out of here. But yeah, the others can roll insight checks.
So while we're doing that,
But-
Roland, sorry, carry on.
Oh no, you go.
All right. While we're kind of observing, Roland would be saying, well, if you've not been there for a long time, how do we know that you can remember what it looks like and recall this entrance in your mind? I myself can barely remember which foot a boot goes on. As you get older, the memory starts to go. It used to be that back in the day. Anyway, I digress. How do we know that you can really picture this in your mind?
As I see what you're doing, clever. There's a very, very clear picture that Steph is kind of getting, though. You only are getting surface thoughts, right?
Unless
So-
I decide to push deeper.
That's right, yeah. So he's thinking preposterous. I would know it when I saw it, when I see it. But he does go on to describe and in a way reassure you that he does know what he's talking about. And he says,
Well,
oh,
is this,
yeah,
sorry, is this not the point where I would push deeper and attempt to?
yeah.
I'm not sure what I need to press on him. It's a spell DC.
Oh, it's a wisdom save, right?
It's let me read through it. Blah blah blah. The spell has too much text.
It's a wisdom save, I think.
It's. You can also use the spell. Blah, blah, blah. The spell I have doesn't actually say anything about pushing deep.
I'm gonna roll a wisdom. Fucking that one. There you go. So let's say that you delve right into that vision. What Roland's prompting him to think of
Mhm.
is indeed a massive frozen over fissure. It would look like perhaps a frozen waterfall, but that's simply where water's kind of ran down and formed into the crack. But in fact, it's actually this sort of giant canyon in the wall of the glacier itself. and I guess you're picturing way back when they first uncovered it. A group of adventurers. You see them huddled around with their cold weather clothing and torches, and you see someone pointing out the way. This is what you're seeing in their mind's eye.
Sweet. Is it night?
It looks fairly dark. I mean, it's Icewindale. It's always very dark.
Icewind doesn't have a night sky, right?
It has a night sky, but there's only like 2 hours of sunlight every day.
No,
But
can
during
you
this
see the
day,
stars?
during this hour, not right now. This would be during the later hours where it is incredibly dark. That and half the night sky is kind of obstructed by the gigantic glacier. What they're looking at though is just the wall of the glacier itself. There's no obvious landmark or anything. So it's hard to pinpoint exactly on a map where it would be. But at least you would know what you're looking for. At least you would know when you see it, right? If he tried to lead you off somewhere else, you'd be able to say, this isn't the place. You've tricked us. So he says, I know very much what it is. I could tell you that it is a glacial wall. It's where a waterfall once tumbled down the glacier. But it froze over. If you have the right key to open it, it forms a crack in the wall. Passage leads into a very dangerous dungeon. We didn't get very far in there. We dubbed it the Caves of Hunger. A network of sepulchral ice caves haunted by ravenous beings.
And if
Was that
we were,
convincing enough for you?
well, if I was to produce a map right now, and would you be able to pinpoint the precise location? Can you call that to mind, and can you remember exactly where it would be on a map of the Dales? I, of course, will not ask you to do that. I know you won't, but I just want to know if you could.
You're delving deeply, and you can picture in his head that he's thinking roughly. He could get the rough area, but he actually, truthfully, doesn't have the exact location. And you actually hear his thoughts kind of thinking along the lines of, no, I had more important things to worry about, like gaining control of Icewindale's 10 towns at the time. A cave full of monsters was my least concern, but maybe I should have. There's definitely like sort of some regret. Like maybe I should have kept a better memory of that, seeing as it's my only way of getting out of here.
Can I have time to whisper to Roland, like step up to him slowly and whisper something in his ear?
Can't you just communicate psychically?
No.
Anymore? Okay.
Do I have to do like a stealth check for that or anything? Or slide or whatever you want?
Yeah, I'll let you roll a stealth check. I don't think he's gonna hear you.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'd like to whisper. Ask him about the key.
Ask him about the monkey?
The key.
What?
The key, Face repeats, the key to get this open.
Well, we
not Chibbles.
We monkey, not the monkey. Okay, not the monkey. One last thing that might convince us, which I think is far beyond your knowledge, and unfortunately, it means we probably have to seek aid elsewhere. You mentioned a certain key would be required, and I don't think you know what that is.
He scoffs. Of course I know what it is. After all, we got inside, didn't we? I told you it's filled with monsters.
Well, you may not have been the key holder. You might not know the key if you were to look upon it right now. If I was to put it on this table, I don't, amongst other objects, I don't think you could pick it out.
It's not an object. It's more like a passphrase. And Stef, you're delving into his mind again at this point. You start to pick up on passages that seem to be in rhyming couplets and the like, and not too dissimilar from something you've read before, but it's fuzzy at best. It's true. He knows you need a key to get in there, but you can tell he doesn't know everything. He knows it's something about frost and ice and storm and he knows it's all sort of. He's like, oh, I can't remember all this bollocks mumbo jumbo, but he knows where it is. It's like, oh, we'll have to go to the island of Solstice again. Fuck's sake, all that way just to read a book. But
I think at this moment I'll just speak up and, hey Faith, do remind me. Can you recite the rhyme of the Frostmaiden?
I believe I could. Yes, it's one that I practiced almost every day. I didn't have much else to do in that frozen chamber, but pour over the pages of the Codicil of White. You want me to recite it now, or
No.
Sure.
No.
Wait,
no? Okay.
is Faith in on it? Was she there too? Wait, what's going on? I don't understand.
Well, the point of it is that, like, I want him to hear it to confirm if it's the passphrase, because if he's heard it before and he hears it from her, that's probably gonna get a reaction.
It might.
But I'm pretty
But you
sure
also
it's
know.
the rhyme of the Frostmaiden. I'm like 99% sure it's exactly this.
Yeah. He says, look, I can take you there. You get pardon for me, and I will happily lead you all the way to the Caves of Hunger.
Can I
And
use
perhaps
a spell on him?
you want to use suggestion? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just detect magic. Hold on. Do you want to just check something on detect magic?
Me?
Detect thoughts, even. Either way, the target knows you are probing into its mind. Yeah, I thought that much was obvious. Okay, so I think at this point he knows like someone's watching in the back of his mind, and no doubt every time he said something or thought it, he's seen you kind of wander over to Roland, asking them, leading them with certain prompts, and the prisoner sort of turns around and says, "Well, Thanis, I wish to return back to my cell immediately. Their interrogation methods are uncouth. They seem to be in my mind using magic. And I think that's highly illegal on prisoners." Marthanis says, "I have no proof of that they're doing such things. Like, well, I'm a wizard and I can tell you for certain that's what's going on right now."
I think that.
Well,
I think solitary confinement just got to him. Maybe he needs like another year in solitary, and I'm sure then he'll feel fine.
you're going to just
just
help
needs-
these fine folk.
He just needs some company. He's been too long on his own. Maybe some kobolds. He seems to like them.
Some kobold. Kobolds? What are you talking about?
Well, Mathanius, this interrogation was very insightful. I don't really think we have a use for him any longer.
Well, how are you going to get to the fucking glacier? You don't even know where it is. You'll be searching for weeks.
I think the frost will whisper on the breeze, my friend. And then I'll just turn around and leave.
Hmm.
I want to be a dick about it.
Surely,
You were searching
surely
for
this is
weeks. I've lived there for years. I'll know where to look.
Yeah, I'll probably sketch up an image and show it to Tracker later.
surely for all the information I've given, this leans. This means I'm getting a lighter sentence.
What information? What you've done is told us that you're not telling us.
I can tell you, I told you more than what anyone else has. Marthanis is actually persuaded, by the way.
Oh no.
She does seem to go, You got everything you needed, I assume.
Well, yeah, we kind of did. But you know,
Good.
I don't have information about him. The rest of the party does. This guy like fucking enslaved workers or some shit.
Did he enslave workers? No, he. For a long time, he tried to take over 10 towns. He established a protection racket in Bryn Shander and turned the town against its speaker, the Vessa Shane, with the goal of supplanting her.
Yeah.
He also destabilized the economy of 10 towns. So,
Grayham
yeah.
wants to do something.
Yes,
Those are his crimes.
I had one final question. You mentioned some kind of beast and ravenous monsters. What exactly did you find in there? What did you come up against?
You'll have to find out yourself.
Well, I
I've
believe
done all I can.
the warden is amenable to the reduction of your sentence, as you've just asked, but before she confirmed that, she asked us, was there anything else we needed? But if you don't want to increase your chances, that's fine. We'll be on our way and we'll deal with whatever we have to when we get there.
Yes, you seem rather sure of yourselves. I'm confident you can handle whatever in there. You see there's definitely a big smirk on his face, knowing that perhaps even if you did get the information out of him, it might not matter since you could all just die in there. And you can feel you can hear that in his thoughts stuff.
Okay.
Did he picture the beasts?
There's a great deal of darkness. Torches suddenly get extinguished as bodies are thrown against the walls. And the only thing that the adventurers experience is the sound of these creatures.
Well, it's great we got you that light bulb, Roland.
And they sound something like this.
Pretty sure I heard that in Red Dwarf before.
Yeah, totally narrows it down.
It's a polymorph.
Narrows it down to everything we've ever fought.
I will deep into my ornithological lore knowledge. Sounds like
You
a rat
won't
yeti.
know it. You've never heard this creature before. No,
I am
never.
convinced it's a rat yeti. What else?
Well, I think we're done
Sure.
with the acoustic foreshadowing. Shall we move on?
All right. Well, I was just thinking. Yeah, you guys can move on.
I'd still like to
The
shop.
veteran sees you out. You can leave the cell if you want.
We're free. We're free. Run for it.
Since when can you run?
Did we win? Did we lose? What do we do now?
The entire time, Sir Roland has been wearing the saddle of the Cavalier and walking about with it strapped to his ass.
Did you roll an insight check for faith? By the way, you did. Okay,
I did.
Rough.
Yeah,
I
we
don't think
rolled
anybody
terrible.
got above a 13. Yeah, no, rough. Okay.
Who was it? Faith was
Yes.
13. Oh, and Roland's. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did Snort roll one?
No.
I'd like to
Nope,
take a moment
okay.
to think real hard about what I saw and do my roll. I can't even remember what I rolled.
No one got any good insight. All right.
Oh, that only gets me up to 14. So thinking hard did not help.
Nope. Okay. All right. What are you guys doing? Do you stick around, or are you getting straight back on to
Esther, I
your
would really
journey?
like to go to the magic shop.
Hmm. Where did you leave all your mounts?
There's the thing. Oh wait, yeah, because we came in by boat.
Angerchuk's bell.
Yeah.
I'd assumed that
Oh, no.
remember the last time we came here, we left all of our mounts in this.
Yeah,
No,
but
I'm thinking about
we came
my
via
mount, not
Ankerjuk.
yours. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but the mounts could have been on Ankerchuk as well, right? When she transported it over here.
No, Angerchuk can
No,
only
there's no way they
carry
could.
like 6 creatures.
So we have to go walk back to our mounts.
Yep.
Oh no,
Yeah,
they're
I
gonna
think
starve
so.
to death. How long have we been
No, it's
away?
not that far.
Can we just say that Ankerchuk is still waiting there for us and she takes us back and we grab our mounts? Is that too much rollback?
But
If you want to take Angerjuk back, yeah, you can probably get back there. That's why she did ask, like, do you want me to stick around?
Yeah, I didn't
And you're like,
realize that. I didn't realize that.
uh,
Like, I think none of us did.
okay, well, let's say you get a sudden realization that, yeah, you're going to need your mount. So she stuck around a little while just for you guys to come back. All right, so you go back down the lift. It takes a minute to get down there. And when you get to the bottom, you hear a alarm, a siren going off around the prison. And it is blaringly loud. It's coming from all the way up top. And it's probably what attracts Angerjuk back to the surface. She's like looking around, like confused and worried. Like, what's going on? But meanwhile, you look up, and yeah, it just looks like everything is on high alert for whatever reason. What do you do?
Do we help them?
Are any guards close by? Can we ask what's wrong?
No guards at the bottom. There's only guards at the top.
I mean, we should probably help them, right?
Only if they allow us to have our weapons inside.
I mean, we can just ride the elevator back up and ask them, right?
Back up the lift.
Back up the lift? Okay. All right. You spend a solid minute back up the lift.
Oh, I will wait down.
You're going to wait down.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. You wait down there. All right, when you get to the top, there are several guards, and they're already running outside. And it looks like they're deliberately here to secure the lift. And one of them says, "Lift secure." Wait, you didn't see them coming back through here, did you? A prisoner's escaped.
Oh dear, which one?
A prisoner 237. He didn't come past here, did he?
Certainly we haven't seen anyone. I don't think we'd maybe recognize prisoner 237. Have we met them?
Yes! Baelish Gant.
Oh, Valens, older gentleman.
The wizard.
Okay.
Trouble with his memory. Can't picture a map if you... yes. No idea who you're speaking of.
Check the perimeter. We're wasting time. Precious seconds. He could be already out in the tundra for all we know. Zay, you do not detect anything down here if you're rolling a perception check with unprompted.
Tremor sense, and if I'm
Tremor
standing near
sense.
the end, near the door, or
He's
wherever
not
I'm
down
standing,
there.
blind sight. Okay.
He's not here. He's not downstairs. Steph?
Oh no, I just realized I can't do that. However, well, I can make things go a little faster. Can I carry an adult tracker?
No.
Okay.
Tracker's downstairs. He's on the pier.
Yeah. But could I theoretically carry him? So what if I fly up, right? And survey something from the top? I can fly.
You can fly, yes. Which direction do you want to check?
Well, let me get this on first properly, because we can Blade Song for extra movement. We
Mm-hmm.
can activate our... Where the fuck is it? Flying thing?
You can activate our where the fuck is it? Do it.
How much movement
Sorry.
does that give you? Am I
So,
loud?
first of all, I'm gonna, like, dash straight up again, right?
You want to go right directly up? Okay.
Like, I'm gonna
So,
be... Like, what I want to do is, like, get to the top of the tower, basically, and... Or not the top, like, high enough that I see the surrounding area.
mm-hmm. Okay. Let me just check how damn tall this thing is.
And Chibbles comes with me.
Chibbles can maybe keep up with you. What's
He
their
can sit
speed?
on my shoulder.
40? 40, yeah, the same speed roughly anyway. Okay. So Central Tower is... Oh wait, the cliff face is 160. But how tall is the tower? Doesn't tell me. I imagine it's just as tall though, looking from the art. The windbreak. Yeah, it's probably... Yeah, I'm going to say it's a good, like, 200 feet tall, this thing.
Sure.
So getting to the top will be a couple of rounds, but when you get up there, you can see for miles around into the distance.
Would
You're gonna
I...
have to give me a perception check.
Yeah, with Chibbles helping me, also on the lookout, does that give me advantage?
That'll depend entirely on the weather, which I haven't rolled for a while. Since on the back of Angerduke, 7. It was about 7 hours travel, and then arriving here, 9 hours. Okay, it's a light snow, so yes, you can have advantage.
That will be an 18.
Back to
And
Rebel's End.
just to make sure that this works, I'm gonna spend a second wind charge and tactical mind, which gives me an extra 1d10 on top of it.
Okay. Let's see how far he got with this.
21.
Okay. 21. I think that beats. Way off in the distance, it is in a southwest direction. You see a trail in the snow, but not your usual trail, like you expect footprints. This is something else. It's more like every 30 feet or so, there is a set of tracks, and then they disappear, and then another set of tracks, and then they disappear.
Well, I will shout down, something like that. Fuck. Like, basically give the party the signal to follow me.
I need to roll something else as well. There it is. Okay, I need to roll something else real quick. Okay, and this. Yeah. Okay. There's a second problem. And that is that they are not just misty stepping. From way back, you also see a flash of magic and a door, magical light emanating from it. Suddenly they step through and boom, vanish and disperse some way out of sight at this point, probably,
Okay.
was it like
Eventually.
600 feet?
But how did he
Yeah.
cast spells without a spell focus? And without his
You would have to find out.
Nice. Well, I'll get back down then.
Okay. So you can relate to this to the others?
Yep.
He is clearly on the run. But it's up to you if you want to try and track him down.
Wait.
So we're all following then?
Dimension door has no material components.
Yeah. There was some oversights.
I asked for spells without magical material components.
Oh,
Damn it.
that one was
Well, it's
forgotten
a
about.
4th level spell, so he only can really cast it like once or twice, probably.
Do you know his level?
No, but he would need to be to cast it twice at least level 9 or something like that.
Okay.
So are we following then?
It's gonna be tough if he's able to travel that far, and you haven't got mounts, so that's up to you.
Well, I propose a different idea. There's only really 2 places he can go to. One of them is Prince Shander, right?
Sorry. What way was it again? Southeast or southwest?
Southwest.
South. That's in
The
the
other
water.
one is where Kadarof's
It
hiding out.
was. If you look on the map, this isn't. Well, there is
Southeast.
snow. Southwest, southwest. There is snow. It's like a good, maybe a mile of snow that direction. It does eventually hit ocean, sure. The reason why he went that way, I can tell you out of game, is because the ladder in the room takes you up to the top tower, and he misty stepped up there, got through that hatch. There are 2 guards up there. Misty stepped away from them back down on the other side, and got got away. But there's also the other thing. If you are sticking around to ask the guards, they can give you a full rundown.
Yeah, we get to know what his, in case we run into him
Okay.
again, we get to know what his capabilities are.
They explain, right, this was what I feared. He was able to counter my counterspell to stop him from misty stepping and then dimension dooring away. Not to mention, he had a familiar this whole time that was hiding in the shadows of the prison. And it's not until he got pulled out of his cell was when he was able to communicate with it. And of course,
Oh.
it was sneaky enough in order to steal the book. Should have kept it in confinement. Probably wouldn't have got past the spectator. But in the moment
we
I
know
had it
where he's
out, it
going?
was obviously stolen. I have no idea. But he couldn't have gone southwest for long. There's a mile out before there's a shore. So after that, he'll probably have to, well, I assume travel towards one of the 10 towns. He needs shelter.
Well, you say we are unfortunate that not much left standing of the 10 towns. And an ugly face like his. Easy to recognize.
Sure.
It's
You do realize this reflects incredibly poorly on me as a warden. I need that prisoner back.
How long do you have to get him back before people realize?
That's the question, isn't it? There aren't much boats traveling, though. Now the White Reaper is dead, we need to send for a resupply. And during that, there will probably be inspectors that'll acquire safe passage, now knowing that the Reaper's dead.
So a
So
few
that could
days?
be weeks. No,
Weeks.
no.
Oh,
It does travel.
let's go find him then. We got weeks.
could he know that the 10 towns were attacked by the dragon?
Did he know?
Can he know?
Can he know?
can
Can
tell
he
him?
know? Sorry, what do you mean by that?
What information about the Charland dragon attack have you received at the tower? At Revel's End?
Oh, I see. Yes. We received enough news to realize what's going on. Yeah, we were given a full report.
You were given a full report. Is there any way that he could have gained access to that report?
Potentially, but what does it matter? I suppose if he does discover it, he'll
What it matters
soon work out.
if he knows about it, he will go straight to Targus. If he doesn't, his first town should be Lonely Woods.
What's stopping him from going to Lonely Wood, even if he does know? After all, it's abandoned. He's got all the wood he needs to keep warm and sheltered. The reason people evacuated was because of the dragon attack, not because that it.
And the dragon
Well,
destroyed all the buildings.
all the buildings. Ah, I see. Hmm.
The people from Lonelywood are no longer able to live there because their homes are destroyed. There is no shelter.
I'm not sure. I have really no idea where he would have gone. It is really up to you to track him down.
Well, there aren't many places he could have gone to.
Hmm.
And everybody in Brinchander is our friend.
They know him by face in Bryn Shander. That's where he was arrested to begin with. Yes.
When you I can't imagine a prison of such high security doesn't have insights that might be of use to us in tracking down escaped prisoners. I mean, surely you have contingencies in place, perhaps sniffer dogs or some kind of tracking methods. Perhaps you at least have
that
plans in place or an understanding of how prisoners often behave when they escape.
that would be the anti-magic field, which works as a contingency. That is prevention rather than cure. Faith speaks up though and says,
Oh,
there is a spell I've been trying to learn, such as locate person, but I might also be able to use locate object if he's still carrying his spell book.
yeah, he stole a spell book. You can locate the book, you've seen it.
Yep. We've seen it up close. So I can locate a specific object.
Oh
And
yes,
it's got a good
Do you
like
have
5 mile radius.
any spare mounts we can use?
They really don't actually, I'll be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I'm not
They
sure if it's like
last
normal.
time he came here, there was like one raggedy warhorse. But honestly, Revel's End do not keep mounts.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't have a mount, does he? So
No.
the chance
He
to
does
catch up
not.
to him. We don't need a
But
mount
he
to
can
catch up to him.
teleport. He can teleport like
No,
some
that kind of limited.
500 feet ahead of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
what
It's
if
also the problem is it's hard to pick up the tracks after someone's teleported 500 feet. It's incredibly difficult to like find where the tracks begin again.
Mhm. What if we were to use Angajuk and go a certain distance southwest and drop off at a
Mhm.
point closer to Lonelywood, closest to Lonelywood, because at the moment we've got a big
Mhm.
long walk without a mount, so that would give us mounted travel for a good portion of it, and then go like from there.
You
Just
could go to Angajuke's Bell and then
get our mounts.
get your mounts and then go to Lonelywood. That would work.
What also works is if Angajuk would put the group halfway and Tracker goes to get the mounts and rushes to the group.
Well, we're only half as fast
Ye-
on the mounts.
Angajuke's as fast as you in the water, Tracker.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right. Sounds like you're going back on Angajuke.
Yeah,
You're
it
gonna
gets us
go
our mounts
all
back
the
as
way
well.
down to
And, yeah,
back to the Bell. Angajuke will drop you off. The weather probably take a turn whilst you're mounting up. Yeah, it becomes heavy snow. And any tracks would have probably been covered at
I
this
want
point,
you
but
to do one thing though, Senrith.
yep.
Roll frost checks for that fucker.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not
There
wearing
is-
proper clothing.
Yeah, he's not wearing proper winter clothing.
He
There
does
is
have
one
some.
thing. He has access to the poem. If he has read the poem himself, what do you think might have happened? Someone needs to have passed Oral's tests.
That's not true. I know the poem.
Because fate holds the book open for you.
Yeah.
Well,
But
the
there is the
tests
possibility.
are different from the tests are different from that blessing. But
Mhm.
yeah, there's a possibility.
There is a possibility he also did the book thing.
Yeah. Well, in any case, I think it's not that bad as being like, say, in the island of Solstice. So the DC for this one, yeah, it's several miles, that's for sure. But he is teleporting some of the way as well. Prisoner 132. Prisoner. Okay, so in honestly on his art, he does have cold weather clothing, like as you can quite clearly see, he has a big fluffy coat on, so he has cold weather clothing. But and I mean, he's also got a pretty decent con too. Personally, I would think that that's a success. That's like 19, and it's only heavy snow right now. What it was light snow. That's a success as well. I think he's doing just fine. Anyway, you guys get on your mounts, travel from Ankerjuke's Bell, and you arrive at Lonely Wood after a couple of hours, and the snow is pouring in. Well, I say couple. From Ankerjuke's Bell to Lonely Wood is like a good solid 15 miles.
Willow,
Here's my travel times.
what do your cat eyes see?
Bremen to East Haven. 6 hours. You've been traveling the whole day. You yeah. I'll say this has been like a good solid. Well, 6 hours from there, and then probably 12. Call it 15 hours from there. This is like it's
On the way back?
yep. Well, not from the Dark Duchess to Revel's End. That was a short, long rest. It's probably now when you arrive at Lonelywood is when you could benefit from a long rest. When you get here, though, I'm guessing you're going to give the place a search down and just try to make sure he's not hiding out in some wreckage or whatever,
Yeah, I mean,
or in the woods.
Dave can just try with locate person, right?
Yeah,
Or
locate.
Object, like an object,
that has a mile.
a 5-mile radius.
Better.
Yeah. Good 5-mile radius. Okay. She does not locate the spell book. It is not within 5 miles of Lonelywood.
Will we put her
I'm sorry,
on
guys.
Fangclawjaw? Or
I
one
don't know
of
where
our,
he would have
our
gone.
mounts?
Is it
I mean, we
possible
have
that
our
it's at the
own-
Black Cabin?
Just mount as well.
Black Cabin. It's not within 5 miles. It's possible that could have gone anywhere at this point. Unless, and there might even be something we don't know about, but
What's the moon?
Oh, I have an idea.
we might even be in. Oh wait, no. She just double checks. Yeah, no. I can rule out the Elven Temple. She wouldn't be there. He wouldn't be there. Can rule out Tourmaline as well.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't like Villain was part of the same brotherhood, right? Do they not have a way to contact each other?
Yeah.
How about like Villain hangs out in Bryn Shander? How about we just go to Bryn Shander and see if she's willing to help us to locate him?
There's no telling if he will respond, though. I think last time they used a sending spell. And I'm pretty sure you don't have to reply to a sending spell.
You don't have to, but he's kind of like, as far as we know, right? He's kind of alone, naked and afraid.
He is part of the Brotherhood, but they. Well, I think wasn't Valin with you the last time you went to Revel's End?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and they did not seem to get on. They were clearly insulting each
Oh,
other.
yeah. Okay, I forgot
think-
that part. I forgot that part.
But Roland, what do you want to ask?
Where was that place that had the mirror of locating?
That's
That's
it's
the Elven Tomb.
Shall we go there?
We do need Roki or a druid.
We have a druid.
We've got a
I'm a
druid.
druid.
Oh,
Do you
I
have
am
Moonbeam?
druid.
though?
We have. How the fuck
You
does-
do. You can prepare it.
Yeah, I
yes,
have
you
Moonbeam.
can prepare Moonbeam. All
okay.
right.
We
fuck
can
it.
we can find
You-
him.
I
Oh,
need
jeez.
some moon magic.
Okay.
We need moon magic.
Hey, I'll try some
Um,
moon magic. Bit of pop that trade.
Yeah, Roland,
don't need
you
that.
can take inspiration for that.
Woohoo!
Actually, I heard of that.
you basically just did it. You nailed it. Like that's 100% what you can do. You end up back in the Elven Tomb. I'll just hand wave this real quick because this is gonna be very easy afterwards. It takes a little while to find it. That damn place is so hidden in the forest. But when you do, you find the Elven Tomb is still being guarded by Sarnar, the undead Elven priestess, and she leads you to the mirror room. Willow, you're able to cast out the spell, and the moon awakens the mirror's magic. And as you speak the name, well, which name is it, Roland? Do you remember?
Yes.
Prisoner 237.
Yeah, yes.
That's right.
I'm picturing him in my mind. His blue headband and burly shoulders. No, wait. That's me. That's me. Is that someone else should probably take this part? Yes.
I forgot his actual name too.
Vaderskant.
Oh, that's the one. Then yes, the magic shows is the tracker was right. There is a sight before you, very familiar, of this thing, not that thing. Shit. This. Nope. Where's my damn handouts? Oh, jeez. Let me find it again.
While you're doing that, Sir Roland's like saying to the custodian here, I'm very sorry about this slight scuffle we had the last time we were here. The moonlight seemed to bring the worst out in Tracker, and well, someone had to put him down.
What? What are you
Is this
talking about? What happened here?
Well, Tracker got a little bit carried away, and I had to step in and teach him a lesson.
He's at the Black Cabin.
He is indeed at the Black Cavern. I need to roll a save, actually, technically. I forgot about
Is
that.
that the place where Stef died?
It's no wisdom save.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh no!
Oh, Jesus. Oh, fucking hell. I just got that 20. Holy fuck. You don't know where he is.
Wait.
After you showed us the video? Come on!
Whoops. I totally forgot. There's a save involved.
Is a 20 an auto success?
No, it's not. You need to still beat the DC.
We can just say the DC is 21 and move on with our lives.
Can we now? I'll just bear in mind, though, you do know him quite personally at this point, which does lower the DC. I mean, it not lowers it, it increases the DC.
Mm-hmm.
Scrying is a Was it 4th level spell?
I believe it's. Oh, it might be 4.
Let's have a quick look. 5th
Uh,
level. So you know him. You're familiar with him.
I was
Which-
literally in his head. I know his deepest secrets. And what he does to his familiar. Absolutely disgusting.
The target. No, you don't have a body part of him, but you do have a likeliness. Well, you don't have a likeliness, but I guess you do know what he looks like. Still, I think it would be DC 15 for him. Sorry, not 15. It would be DC. What's the mirror do?
If only we could reverse the magic of the amulet to make so we could find anyone no matter what.
Actually,
Okay,
let me
I'm gonna.
that. I can
I
make it
wish
right.
I wish really hard and make my amulet of not being able to be found an amulet of find anyone.
I think
Find
that's
anyone.
broke.
It would be great. Well, shit. Look, guys, I'm afraid you have to wait for the mirror to be used again. It takes a
Mhm.
while, I think, but it works like a crystal ball. So let me check
Well,
the.
aren't we closer to the black cabin now? Wouldn't Faith's locate person picked it up then?
Yeah, locate object. What happens from here? I'll also try it.
Mm,
While we're all doing this, Faith is gonna be like, guys.
Yeah.
24
this
hours.
failed. Let's
Yeah.
try locate object.
She's immune for 10. Yeah, well, that'll work. I'll just see if they're smart enough to do this. Because feels like a little metagame to me to suddenly do it.
We just salvaging a bad situation. I wouldn't say that it's meant.
She can add if Faith is thinking, she's like, is there anything we can do? I don't know if we maybe put our heads together. I might be able to think of
Can I
something.
try to
Because
headbutt Roland?
Find our
Willow,
magic to boost
do you-
locate object.
do you have any ideas? She says. I'm trying to think real hard here. Go ahead and roll
Ideas?
guidance.
You're smart. You don't need my
13?
help. As I just.
What was you gonna ask, Zay?
well, with the speed that I know he's been traveling at, and the time we've taken to
Yeah.
get here, would I be able to determine a list of places where he might be at, to guide Faith in that direction?
Yeah, sure. I think that's judging like travel distance would probably be more something along the lines of survival.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make a survival check. We'll see how that goes. And you can always
Okay.
always
what?
rage. I was about to
Oh.
say you can always rage.
Yeah, I would like to rage think.
Ugh. Where the fuck is it? All right, okay. Let's think here. So as it happens,
No.
Bremen to add strength now at least.
Yeah.
Bremen to Brinshender is like 18 miles. Oh yeah, it's easily the same. So Bremen to Bryn East. You kind of gather Bremen to East Haven. You already know that much is 13.5 hours, and well, that's got to be at least 20 miles. Revel's End to. So you can kind of think 20 miles from Revel's End.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been, as I mentioned, about 15 hours in total. So the furthest they could have got from Revel's End is like Kelvin's Cairn, maybe Caer Konig, maybe the Dwarven Valley, certainly the upper half of 10 Towns. But
Yeah, if he is in the upper half of that 10 towns and he is not in Lonelywood and Tourmaline, most likely options would be Calvin's Cairn and the Black Cabin. And the Black Cabin is just around the corner.
Okay, in that case, then Faith will cast Locate Object a second time. Since it rules it out, she says, I can't do this much more though. We're going to need a rest. So she burns another spell, concentrates on it, and will then sense the book in the Black Cabin. I think I've got him. You're right, Tracker. He's in the cabin. Let's fuck him up.
We did it.
Okay, we
Hooray.
should hurry because if he gets a rest, he'll be able to run away again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how long has it been?
Well,
It's been over 24 hours, I guess, since 15. As I said, when you get to Lonelywood, that's when you would be getting a long rest at this point, normally.
Steph, do
And
you have
it's
counter
what?
spell?
No.
7 miles.
I thought we slept on Angerchip before going to Revel's End. Fuck.
You did. That's what I'm saying.
Hmm?
So when you took a long rest, went to Revel's End, come back. So you're eligible for a long rest at this point.
Oh,
But you just haven't stopped. Okay. So it takes you. God, it's 8 miles to the Black Cabin. That's gonna be what? It's like the same distance between Tourmaline and Targos, which is Jesus Christ. Travel times would have been so much helpful on this module. Targos to Tourmaline is 4 hours. You can get there within 4 hours. My God. The weather as well. Okay, yeah, let's roll new weather. Since you spent some time finding the Elven Tomb, it's another 8, still heavy snow. Okay. Also, need to drag you to the map. Did not expect to be coming back here so soon. Alright. Grab you guys. You summoning your mount, by the way, Roland,
Yeah.
any point?
Yep. Yeah, I think probably
Okay,
when
then.
we were at the Angajuk spell, I think he would have summoned at that point.
Okay, so you got the mount. Alright. You're getting close. How do you wish to approach the Black Cabin?
Screaming and shouting. No. No, that was a joke. That was a joke.
Is there? Do you have counter spell, Steph?
No.
Doesn't.
We even had a long conversation about that, why I don't have that spell.
Do we? Sorry, I don't remember. Okay.
Metagaming?
do you have Dispel Magic?
I do have Dispel Magic, yeah. Do I have it prepared right now? I do, in fact.
What's the best?
Well, you shouldn't know that we're coming, but
What if there's any traps?
still.
Right? It's set a trap, wouldn't it?
I mean, maybe Roland wants to
Potentially.
take off armor and we do the sneaky approach.
He's an abjuration wizard, so
Willow, Willow, are any of your little critters, your little beasts of any use to sneak on ahead and see if there's anything happening?
I mean, I could wild shape into something inconspicuous and look around for traps and such.
Sounds like a very good idea to me.
You know, he's not going to question the spider, is he?
Be very strange if he started to question a spider, if you ask me.
And any objections from the party? Anyone know anything about wizards and sorcerers you think he might know? Should we go with this plan?
Did he become arachnophobic in his cell, and is he likely to try and squash Willow?
No, I'm probably good at finding traps.
Right. Best plan any of these come up with yet, so let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
sorry, what's happening? Willow's wild shaping.
Yes.
Into a spider. Okay.
Spider. All right. Is it a tiny little one, like a inconspicuous
Yes.
spider?
A tiny little
Okay,
spider.
right,
I want to
gotcha.
go look around for both traps and if he's just to see what he's doing.
Okay. Give me a perception check and a stealth check.
Perception.
Nice.
Damn,
Rocking
good
it.
rolls. Okay. Heck yeah. You're easily able to creak your way up the staircase. Actually, creak. Last time, these floorboards gave off a great deal of sound, and eventually
there should
some
be
of them
holes
broke.
in the walls. And because I'm a spider,
Oh, yeah,
I just go
fully.
through the holes in the wall.
These windows are broken, if you recall, when you get into the workshop very easily. And as you do, I will roll something.
The Willow hasn't actually been here
You
before,
beat,
though.
you beat them. Oh
wow.
my. Okay. So no, you haven't been here, but it's clear that someone's raided the bookcase here, and there used to be looks like maybe a family of squirrels that used to live here. You can see like droppings everywhere, and
Glad they're not
a lot of the
still here.
stuff around here is right, exactly. But then you do hear a sudden scurrying sound in this room. And it sounds like little tiny, like tiny footsies against the
Oh.
floorboards.
So there's
And they sound
sound,
like
but
little
I don't see
claws.
something. Is that his familiar?
No, you don't. Could well be. And you hear it kind of not flutter. You hear it scurry over to the window, and something clearly perches up onto it. Like you can hear the claws clutching the edge.
Do I still have my tremor sense for the spider?
Yes.
Tremor sense as a
I'd be able to
spider.
tell exactly where
Well,
it is. Get an
you
idea of the
can
size of
tell
it.
already. Yeah, since you got a success in your perception check, you can tell that it is a tiny creature, and it's on 2 feet with little claws. For all intents and purposes, it could very well be a squirrel, but it's most definitely invisible, and you're not seeing it. But it's right there on the windowsill, perched and looking out, as if it's perhaps trying to detect others, like a little sentry.
Oh,
The rest of
so I
your
know which side of the building it's watching.
yes, south, which is
Nice.
where the party is, but they're currently further back from the hut, the cabin, and they're like behind this broken building. Looks like it might have been like a latrine at one point, but the party haven't revealed themselves, so it just sits there perched for a moment or two before getting
That's-
bored and scurries back over to the next window on the right hand side and sits
Okay.
here.
Well, that's
In
some
fact-
good info. Let's see what's in the rest of the house. I now
Oh
I
yeah,
now
you
know
should you
these
should be
3
able to see it
windows
now.
to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrifying.
Can Stef detect or communicate with Willow at this distance?
Nope.
Okay.
Mind crystal.
No, I'm
longer
afraid
here.
not. Yeah. He can do detect thoughts at will and communicate with telepathic messages, but I think that also has a range on it.
30 feet.
Yeah, it's fine. When I get back, I'll
Yep.
teleport everything, and we'll find another
You-
way in.
Do you want to do any
Well-
more exploring?
Yeah, when I
Or-
search around the house, I want to find the guy if I know what's happening.
You search the house? Okay. You see the similar scorched room where that ring was picked up by Snorp exploded.
Oh, it's like Snorp and
You're
Steph. There's like an outline of them. Interesting.
Yes, indeed. You do see a cobalt-shaped pile of ash where their body was disintegrated. Now, you don't see anything in the majority of these rooms, but when you get to this room, you have to kind of scurry through the fireplace, and finally, when you come out on the other side of it, you see there is Baelish Gant sitting
And there's a
at
window he would probably escape
table.
from.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
gives
I
me an
should
idea.
say, oh god, okay, I
I
should
mean, when I
say
see
that
him, I'd then like leave and try to find the group because I see him, I see the window. I don't need anything more.
Mm-hmm. Give me an Arcana check, Willow. He seems to be casting a spell right now. You are not in at all into this wizard hole stick, but he seems to be casting a spell as we speak, and you're not sure
Like,
exactly
he just
what it
cast his
is.
spell, but it's confusing, so I'm out. I didn't
Yeah,
stick
alright.
around long enough. I was like, I saw him, let's get out.
You get back to the others.
I'll let the group know the familiar's looking for those front 3 windows, and he's in the room at the back with 1 window. What's our plan? And he was casting something. I ran away too quickly.
Well, so he doesn't cast Dimension Door again. We need to silence him. Not exactly capable of that, but maybe we can stuff something in his mouth when we surprise him.
It actually unprepped a spell that could silence.
Very.
I like a thing that can make a big wind and no one can talk, I think. Oh well.
So what I'm suggesting is that like we try to ambush him and then maybe like stuff something like, I don't know, a dirty sock in his mouth. That would prevent him from speaking.
Can we figure out where he would teleport to from that window and put someone out there? So if
Any
one
direction.
person's waiting outside that window for him to like teleport somewhere,
He can
and the other
teleport
3 of us come
500
from like
feet in any direction he wants. That's how Dimension Door works.
okay,
Yeah.
can we not try to figure out where would make sense for him to go though? Because there's a lot of foliage and trees there. Surely it's going to be somewhere you can see, right?
Wouldn't count on it. I think our best bet is like literally to ambush him and So you can even teleport when you're grappled, right? What we need to
Yep.
do is make him unable to cast a spell, and that is also possible by physical means. I'm talking about like literally ambushing him and stuffing a sock in his mouth. But that was not a joke.
That's
That
not
was
in the rules.
I'm being serious. Well,
It's something you can't do in the rules without
rule of cool.
like a garrot spell. It's not a garrot spell, garrot weapon. You have to be trained in. Like, there's nothing stopping someone spitting a sock out and then just speaking.
Right.
It's
It's an action. It would require an action for him to speak the spell at least.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
if I can get a command, a successful command on him, then it will prevent him from taking an action, and I can hopefully keep dropping that on him every round while you guys do your bloody work. So like grovel, target falls prone and ends its turn.
right.
Yep.
Yep. If that goes through, he's fucked.
So I need to get initiative on him. I need to get the drop on him.
We need to
That's
survive.
right.
Which means you should probably try to get naked so you don't have disadvantage on stealth. We have pass without we do have pass without trace as well.
Yep.
Right? So
Yep.
we can
I can teleport 60 feet with my mount.
I would like to put a primal companion out there.
We can also attempt to steal the spellbook off him. Take that from him.
I want to have this as just like a maybe, possibly just like 500 feet out that window of my primal companion, like hiding in a bush.
Mm-hmm.
Just so if it happens to be somewhere near him, he can jump out and grapple it.
Mm-hmm. The other command I can give is to drop. So if he's holding his spell focus, can drop it and then maybe swoop in with the flying companion of one of your flying companions, swoop in and grab it.
Oh, the next time I have a spellbook, Nod is gonna have dinner.
But does Dimension Door require a spell focus?
No.
Yes. No?